This is Cool Cleveland correspondent David Booten, and I'm at the Beachland Ballroom and Tavern with its owner, Cindy Barber, who is actually walking into the room right now. And here she is. Hi, Cindy.
Hey, David.
So, anyway, we're at the Beachland, and I think that in the past couple of years, the Beachland has become the new town hall, or the village square.
The village square.
Because,
I would like it to be even more of the village square.
Well, I mean, I've been to several memorial services, well, not services, gatherings for people, and political rallies, and fundraisers for small arts organizations. And it seems to me that's happening more and more here. Is that my imagination, or is that really true?
No, I think that's really true. I think that is part of the fact that I've been in the arts community for a very long time, and people, I tend to reach out to people who need help. And unfortunately, a lot of what's happened in the last few years is that we've lost several members of the music community, and there seems to be a tendency to have those memorials in a place that they frequented and loved, and were pretty willing to take that on and not. Basically, we just need our out-of-pocket expenses covered for those sorts of affairs. So it's pretty reasonable to be able to host something here for a low cost.
Right, and well, it makes sense too, because I mean, obviously bands can play here. If it was the person who was in the arts or music community, bands can play, and well, for any of those events, for benefits or political rallies. You're all set up for bands, so that makes sense. But wouldn't you be doing better booking bands those nights?
Well, it oftentimes tends to be on off hours. When we did the Cousin Dave benefit, we did it on a Monday night, which seems to be good for a lot of fellow musicians, because then they're not working, chances are, on a Monday night. Sometimes it's conflicting when people want to create an event when they have paying gigs, on a Friday or Saturday. Sometimes it's easier to create benefits on a Sunday or a Monday or a Tuesday. But we do a lot of benefits on Friday and Saturdays too. I mean, we're doing something for community shares, and then the bands are donating their time and playing, and a lot of that is the organizations themselves finding bands that have sympathy to their cause, and there's certainly a lot of people in the community that are involved or employed at any of these nonprofits that actually are also in bands, because most of the musicians in Cleveland are double dipping. They're doing double duty.
Yeah, I know. When I was a full-time musician, that meant I had to have a full-time day job. So
exactly, and that's what Cleveland's all about. So that there's oftentimes somebody on the staff who's in a pretty well-known band, and those are the people that step up and want to play. So there's a pretty natural connection between the Beachland and a lot of these organizations. I mean, obviously it's a lot of progressive political organizations that do things here, because Mark and I are both sort of that mind anyway. So we try to support that as much as we can, and since we don't have any money to donate to such causes, one of the things that we can do is give back to the community by basically almost rent-free giving of the space for fundraisers.
Right, and of course it's a bit of a risk, because between the time you book the benefit and the night of the benefit, I mean, Paul McCartney might call and say, I'm looking for a place to play in Cleveland.
Unfortunately, that seems to be happening less and less.
Oh, well.
And that does sometimes happen. I mean, we do the Roots of American Music benefit here every year now, and we have had some issues where all of a sudden, somebody that's huge wants to play there, and normally we're booking a lot of these bigger benefits far enough in advance that sometimes we can adjust the schedule, and Kevin's been very gracious in some years where we've had to adjust the date. So
right. Well, it sounds great. I mean, I certainly have attended a lot of them here, and I'm sure I will again. And I thank you for talking to Cool Cleveland.
Sure.
This is Cool Cleveland correspondent David Budin saying, have a great week in Cool Cleveland.